BPO firms in India will take the WFH course to twofold Tier 3 tasks. India's $38 billion business process re-evaluating industry is hoping to twofold its quality in the country's towns in the following 4 years, piggybacking on the achievement of the current pandemic-driven work-from-home peculiarity. NASSCOM and the Ministry of Electronics and IT are chalking out 4 working models under the telecommute town model and recognizing 100 areas, out of which 20 of them have effectively been settled. As the business copies its income over the course of the following 5 years, firms can address the ability smash by employing individuals in more modest urban areas, who thus can work out of there as opposed to moving to bigger focuses. The business plan is to drive 10% representatives and 10% incomes, for the business, from £100, authorities said. Places like Warangal, Siliguri, Salem, Lucknow, Indore, Bhopal and Visakhapatnam topped the rundown. The area utilizes 1.4 million as of now, of which 10% are from unassuming communities. This space can develop to 20%, through successful industry and government drives which include distinguishing top 100 towns in the country outside the main innovation center points, K.S. Viswanathan, VP, Industry Drives, at NASSCOM. The business body is in converses with nearby and state legislatures to grow these endeavors, he said, adding that work would be endeavored in the following 6 years and a half in the distinguished areas. Ability cost and government support, notwithstanding, are significant perspectives to make the drive work, he added. Like the bigger IT industry, India's BPM industry has additionally acquired from the pandemic-driven push to digitization, particularly in regions like medical care and banking and monetary administrations. This income base could reach $70 billion by 2026, industry body NASSCOM has assessed. Media as of now has a motivating force conspire under the Northeast BPO Promotion Scheme, NEBS, and India BPO Promotion Scheme, IBPS, through which the public authority has been giving impetuses to setting up focuses in more modest towns. At the point when huge organizations set up focuses in little urban areas, it looks good for the whole environment, making mindfulness just as construct a base for more modest companions to go with the same pattern, said the Wakar Singhal, worldwide business pioneer at Genpact. Huge firms get support as far as land, foundation, transport, availability, and the more modest business people would then piggyback on it once these assets be able to are set up, Singhal said. As the pandemic incited WFH order permitted large numbers of the representatives to get back to the places where they grew up, customers and organizations understood that work has proceeded flawlessly from more than 180 distinct towns in the country. Mithili Ramesh, CEO of Next Wealth, a BPM arrangements supplier, anticipates that this should cultivate trust in the biological system to take more positions to more modest towns. The nature of volunteers is as great in more modest towns as in the bigger urban communities, however just around 30% of them join the labor force as it expects them to move to huge urban communities. The greater part really like to stay nearer to home in positions that are not proportionate with their capability, said Ramesh. With practically 30% of the representative base working from these towns because of the pandemic, right now is an ideal opportunity to forcefully develop this model, Ramesh added. NASSCOM has recognized 4 working models that can be utilized by organizations to make it financially attainable to set up bases in these areas as a component of the telecommute town, WFHT, model. Contingent upon the financial plan and size of organizations, they can see models like setting up more modest communities for existing representatives in the district, focuses where newcomers can work from, a rethought franchisee for BPM organizations, or a completely possessed and useful conveyance place. The last option is practical for huge organizations, yet the leftover 3 models can be utilized by business visionaries to be advertised as an administration. NASSCOM gauges that most BPM arrangements and a portion of the less difficult IT arrangements can be conveyed from such areas. Consistent Wi-Fi accessibility, power reinforcement, transport and better foundation are anyway needed to make the model snap. Viswanathan added state legislatures can make appealing fitting and play framework where they don't charge for these assets in the underlying months and progressively increment the assets' expenses as the labor force increments. Or then again maybe assuming that a business person is putting resources into framework, an equivalent measure of government-upheld adventure assets can be given for them to assemble limit, added Viswanathan.